so we're finding x-intercepts from the vertex form. So the very first thing, we actually have to prove that we're in the vertex form. And if you remember, the vertex form is usually written as x minus h squared plus k, right? And the vertex form is really handy because it helps you find the vertex. The h and the k value are the vertex. So we know our vertex is actually -2 and 16. Wonderful, except x-intercepts. There's like a whole long process to do this. There's actually kind of a shortcut too. We can just use algebra. X-intercepts are when y is equal to 0. And for all our intents and purposes, f of x is essentially our y value. So we can replace it with 0. So I'm going to rewrite the exact same equation, but I'm going to say 0 is equal to -4 x plus 2 squared plus 16. And what that's saying is, we had our x-intercept, it was -2 and 16, so it's way up here, okay? And the a value's negative, so it's coming down. Well, it crosses the x-intercepts when y is equal to 0, and that's why we replaced f of x with 0. We're setting y equal to 0, and now we're going to solve for the two possible x values, okay? That's why we're allowed to kind of do that. So instead of, sometimes they tell you to take this and work it into a whole different form, what we can do is we can just isolate for this x. So I'm going to move 16 to the other side. When I move 16 over, it becomes -16 is equal to -4 x plus 2 squared plus 16. Okay. Next, what am I saying plus 16? I just moved that. It's gone now. It's on the other side. The next thing is our a value. I want to move -4 to the other side, so we divide by -4. It's the same idea as of dividing both sides by -4, where this one creates a 1 or is canceled out. -16 divided by -4 is +4, right? So we have x plus 2 squared. Okay. Now the next step here is squaring. What's the opposite operation of squaring? It's the square root. And when you square root something, you're actually going to get two answers. So here again, these kind of create a +1 exponent, which is a canceling out again. So we're just left with our x plus 2 on this side. But here we have square root of 4. Well, the square root of 4 is actually positive or -2. There's two answers to that. So this is where we would split our equation. Okay, and we split the equation when we have +2 is equal to x plus 2, and we have -2 is equal to x plus 2. Kind of similar to when you're factoring and you're splitting your equations, right? And now we just isolate for x. When I bring this 2 over, I'm going to get 2 minus 2 equals x. So one of the x values is 0. And here when I bring this 2, I get -2 minus 2 equals x. So x is going to be equal to -4. And those are our 2 points. So I didn't quite draw the sketch that well, but one of the x-intercepts here, the other one's here, so at 0 and 0. This one's at -4 and 0. And we said our vertex was at -2 and 16. And look at that. We now have the x-intercepts. We happen to catch the y-intercept too. And we got the vertex very, very quickly from the vertex form. Okay.